Elizabeth Chambers is fiercely protecting her children after Armie-Sledge separation. They can't really understand. Elizabeth Chambers is centered around making a superior future for her children after her separation from Armie Mallet. In Us week-by-week selective clasp from the impending April 16 episode, Elizabeth, 41, talks with Julian Encourage about how she adapted in the midst of Armie's public outrage, and how she intends to move on. "My sister said all that needed to be said." She said, "Consistently somebody taps you on the shoulder helping you to remember the most incredibly excruciating time in your life," Elizabeth says while alluding to an airmail article referenced on the show that highlighted Armie, 37, ending his quietness about his own life. Elizabeth and Armie began dating in 2008 and traded promises 2 years after the fact. Following 10 years of marriage, the pair threw in the towel in July 2020, and their separation was finished 3 years after the fact. The entertainer was subsequently blamed for sending a few ladies realistic instant messages about his sexual dreams, including assault, mutilation, and cannibalism. Armie was blamed for rape too, which his lawyers denied at that point. The Los Angeles Province Head Prosecutor's Office affirmed in June 2023 that it was not pushing ahead with the rape charges following a 2-year investigation. "I am stunned, sorrowful and crushed," Elizabeth composed by means of Instagram in February 2021 about the embarrassment. "Misfortune to the side, I'm tuning in and will proceed to tune in and teach myself on these sensitive matters. I didn't understand the amount, I didn't have the foggiest idea." In the clasp, Elizabeth, who shares little girl Harper, 9, and child Passage, 7, with Armie, shares that having a steady internal circle has assisted her with mending from the show. She likewise drills down into how her emphasis remains solidly on her kids. "Yet additionally, I'm wildly safeguarding my kids and it is the reason we are still here," she clears up for Julian. "They have no clue about what is happening. My children are euphorically blissful. They ought to imagine that their father is a superhuman, and as a matter of fact, he has been that to them. He has been all that he could be." In a confession booth, Elizabeth explains about why she will not ever talk adversely about Armie, adding, "On the grounds that nobody needs a little girl with daddy issues and no one needs a child with daddy issues. They ought to think their father is a superhero. It was only sort of the ideal chance for which I'm exceptionally thankful," Elizabeth solely informed us concerning the doca soap. "Since we were here and I was starting my own business. Furthermore, we as a whole realized that there is no spot like TV or a stage with regards to organizations and building brands. So I thought, why not record it? That is truly the thing attracted me to the show." The business visionary said she gained some significant knowledge from the experience, adding, "I would agree, surely this isn't my existence. This show isn't my existence that exists for me on my everyday premise. My everyday is flying in and out doing my other show with my children. In any case, it was fun." Elizabeth proceeded, "I think the example is, be consistent with yourself and sit idle or say anything that you will lament. Obviously, that is not really what's constantly displayed on screen. At the end of the day it's simply knowing yourself and having those limits and being legitimate all the while."